Greetings to you. And of course, let me apologize for the late start. It's never my intentions to keep you waiting, but sometimes it's good, isn't it? The anticipation, the excitement that comes with waiting cause the interest to rise. So sometimes it's good. But today, I did not intentionally have you waited. I will never do this to my audience. Welcome to Uncensored Guyana. I am Dr. Love Prasad, the Indo-Guyanese brother that speaks on behalf of the good citizens of Guyana. And I have a lot on my plate today. Unfortunately, we've been having some issues with the software that I've used in the past, where you see the number on the screen and all these kinds of stuff. It crashed. So this is why we had a delay in coming online, because I had to, not we. I still have the mindset that I have people working for me. I don't have people working for me where this is concerned. So I've been trying to play around to see what the issue were, and it's too short of a time to get a technician to come and see what they can do. So I thought, let me just come on live the normal way. You have to make best of what you have. You got to make it work. It's not about the setting, it's about the message. And the message today is to continue to inform, to awaken, and to provoke the conscience, the patriotism, the positive unity that exists within the capacity of every true Guyanese. Every real Guyanese certainly need to be able to live in that, with that awakening, that they are conscious that they have the best of their country at heart. And they are willing to make the sacrifices, the unselfish sacrifices, for the betterment, the sustenance, the safety and security of the Guyanese people. If one is secure, all are secured. If one is saved, all are saved. If one is fed, all are fed. That is the mentality that Guyanese, the good Guyanese, the law-abiding Guyanese, do share that sentiment. We are one Guyana. And speaking of one Guyana, I've heard in the past that lying, 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 Ugly, Aubrey Norton, and the PNC have politicized the term one Guyana, making it seem like it's the middle name of the president. Mohammed, Irfan, one Guyana, Ali. That's how they made it seem. That the whole one Guyana concept is rallying Guyanese around Ali. That he owns the Guyanese nation. That is the kind of impression the PNC keeps propagating towards their vulnerable following, their ignorant, illiterate following. They're pushing that thing to them. And guess what? They believe it. They believe it. That one Guyana is Irfan Ali's middle name, and he wants to name the country after him or the nation after him. They're forgetting the motto of Guyana: one people, one nation, one destiny. Where was that? Where did that start it? Who actually embraced that the most? Wasn't it Barnum? Wasn't it the Demon King of Aubrey Norton and the PNC? Isn't he the one who actually pushed and actually made that a prominent thing? One people, one nation, one destiny. Whose idea was that? Who came up with that phrase? Chetty Jagan? Educate me. Think for a moment that I am lacking when it comes to the theoretical history of Guyana. Pretend that I'm lacking. Share with me. Who came up with the term? The British? If it's Chetty Jagan, bless you. But from my idea, I think it's the PNC who actually engineered, popularized, and enshrined that into the national logo of Guyana. I think, if I'm wrong, I stand corrected. So we have one Guyana, which commonly mean the same thing. Instead of saying one people, one nation, one destiny, one Guyana. One Guyana. It simply means the same thing. Because if you have a relationship, husband and wife, what is it they say? Two cannot walk unless they agree. The Bible says that. Isn't it? So if the president, with his advisors, who are all Guyanese, Black and Indians, came together and say, hey, we have this threat on our borders. We have this threat that the Demon King could not have solved because he was so focused. He, as in Forbes Barnum, let me call his name out. Lyndon Forbes Sampson Barnum was so focused on dividing the people, on suppressing the Indians, Indo-Guyanese, that he didn't have time to deal with the threat outside. To him, that's unimportant. His threat, Forbes Barnum's threat, was the Indo-Guyanese. Imagine that. This gangster who had deep religious convictions, raised in this religious world, ministry, whatever, created an enemy. And as a result of him creating an enemy, everybody who looked like that enemy by default became his enemy. So the enemy that Barnum created was Cheddi Jagan, his mentor. He created the enemy in Jagan. So everybody who looked like Jagan qualified for being Barnum's enemy. So he had no time to focus on any threat out of Guyana's borders because he was busy trying to silence, marginalize, enslave, suppress the enemy that he perceived and he invented within the boundaries of Guyana. And those were the Indo-Guyanese. He was busy dealing with them. And boy, he dealt with them. He dealt with the Indo-Guyanese. He treated them exactly how he thought they should be treated, as enemies. And he ran through villages. He took away their properties. His people raped, murdered, mutilated, stole, name it, and the Indians experienced it under Barnum. He wasn't concerned about one people, one nation, one destiny. He wasn't concerned about that. He was concerned about black, Negro, African, black, Negro, African, nigger, black, Negro, African. That was his concern. Everything else, everyone else, were the enemy. And his policies were consistent with how he felt. His policies. He wasn't interested in protecting Guyana's borders. Lest you forget who wrote the song that united the country. Who wrote the song? We ain't giving up no mountain. We ain't giving up no sea. We ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one karass, not a blade of grass. Who wrote that song? Who sang it? Who popularized it? A white man. Dave Martin. In case you didn't know, he wasn't black. Do you know, I thought, as a youngster, I love the song. I thought the song should be a national anthem. I thought, because of all the gossip and all the things you heard, I sincerely thought that Dave Martin was a black man. I kid you not. I thought he was a Negro. When I realized that, hold on, the PNC is a racist regime. The founder of the PNC is a murderous criminal who should have been sentenced. He should have faced the death penalty. They should have taken him to the criminal court in The Hague and tried him for crimes against humanity. He should have. I'm like, they hated everybody else so much. And the song that has protected the integrity, the sovereignty, and has gained international love and admiration, promoting Guyana's image and uniting the country, was written by a white man. The irony, the hypocrisy of the PNC. Imagine a white man wrote a song during the time for a government that was pro 100% black. I thought to myself, these racist fuckers, these hypocrites are spewing out all this hatred against other people, and they are owning and embracing a song written by a white man. Wait, they weren't any genius Negroes at the time to come up with something as brilliant and perfect as Dave Martin's song? I couldn't believe it. So when you listen to Dave Martin's song that spoke of we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no sea, we ain't giving up no rivers that belongs to we. What is he actually saying in that song? One fucking Guyana. We is inclusive, all of us. We, one. Is it they or them? It says we. And that song stayed in the hearts and minds of Guyanese forever. To this day. We. The Ali government just simplified that song, simplified the motto, and says, one Guyana. 2 words. One Guyana. 2 words. And you, Aubrey Norton, and the PNC, and all these other whoever, you're going to politicize that? You were in government for a long time. A long time. What phrase did you come up with? What? I'll get to my main subject in a moment. Let's look at something else here. Think about this. Since independence, is it 66, 60, around that time? Since independence, what did we have? PPPC. When Jagan take over, he included the C. And what does the C stands for? What C stands for? The civic component of the PPP. The working component. It means, hey, we are here to work for the Guyanese people. The People's Progressive Party is here to work. Civic means work, serve, civilian, getting the country civilized, developed. Progress must continue. Jagan expounded on that to let the people understand. I'm including the civic in the party so you understand when you hear PPP, you hear PPP who works. That's all we're concerned about. Building, living, promoting, uniting. The PPP is about actions, activities. That's why it's PPP Civic. The Civic is just to tell you what is it we're doing. It's not there for style. It's not for style. It's like, hey man, Dr. Prasad, MD, means is a medical doctor. If you have Dr. Prasad, you got to wonder, what is he a doctor in? What field of medicine? What field of education? You got to be wondering. Dr. Prasad, MD, Dr. Prasad, MBA, Dr. Prasad, PhD. So they specify exactly what area that a person functions. So when you hear PPP/C, okay, we know that's the Working People's Party. They're always busy doing something, never idle, never sit around. They want you to see that, hey man, we like to work. And when we work for what? We the people. One people, one nation, one destiny. Enough with all the words. Let's put it all in one. Because that's what we do as a PPP. We're not concerned about division. So let's say one Guyana. That's it. It simply means one Guyana. So what I wanted to say on that, since independence, since the founder of modern Guyana, the father, Cheddi Jagan, PPPC, to now, what is it? It's PPPC. How many years have gone by? It's still PPPC. Let's examine PNC, PNCR. Let's spend some time on the PNCR. Because the PNC have lost the trust after the devastation of the Barnum regime, because they have lost the trust and confidence in everyone, nobody wanted anything to do with them. They come back with a program saying, well, we are reformed. How? How the heck could you be reformed just because the Obia King died? He died. But his followers, his disciples, lives on. What's the Reformation about? Reform from what? Corruption? Crime? Racism? Have you sought justice for all the people that you massacred? Did you serve time in prison for murder, for corruption, for starving a whole nation for 28 years? What are you reformed from? You come with PNC reform. From what? That didn't work. They come with what? APNU, a party of national unity. That's it. This is the third one. From that, we have AFC and all these other bottom house political party that rose up. PNC. The PPP is still the PPP Civic. No need to reform. No need to change the name. The same people whose fathers were in the PPP, sons came and is in the PPP, grandsons came and in the PPP, the same generation continues. Why? Because the legacy is alive in every generation of Guyanese when it comes to the PPP. No need to change the name because the PPP is consistent. 10 years from now, it will be the PPP. How many times the PNC has changed their names, but their actions, their ideology, their practices, their racism is the same. How? The AFC is a breakaway from the PNC, a breakaway. How many PNC people left over the past 2 months? How many? 10, 15, 20? How many? And those are the executives. Those are the ones who sucked on the taxpayers' money, wasting time in the parliament. They suck up on their slime. They attended the rituals and the witchcraft functions of the PNC because the money was good. They left because they had enough. How many of the PPP members left? During the time when they had the PNC demonic regime, 2015, 2020, how many PPP, how many prominent, known PPP members left the PPP to go to the PNC when they were in government? How many? How many left coming up to the 2015 elections? How many? How many left coming up to the 2020 elections? How many? I would like to know. How many did? But the PNC coming up to the elections of Bar Jagdeo, how many left? Elections again of Bar Jagdeo, how many left? Elections of Ramatar, how many left? Elections of Ali, how many left? And now elections again of Ali, how many left again? The PPP stands solid. Nobody is leaving the PPP. In or out of government, PPP members remain loyal to the party. Why? Why? Because they know that our hope as a nation is built on nothing less than the foundations of the PPP civic Guyana. Guyanese know that. And if at any time the PPP may lose an election, Guyanese know rigging happened. Rigging happened somewhere because it's not possible. It is not possible for the PPP civic to ever lose an election in Guyana. So why leave the party? We will always be in government. Always be in government. So why leave? We are the winners because we are consistent. And now, under President Ali, he made Guyanese understand. I'll make it simple so you understand why I'm here. President Ali is telling the Guyanese people, hey, I came in 2020. I want you to understand what my purpose is being here. First of all, and by the way, Azzruddin Mohamed, I'm getting to you just now. Yeah, I have enough time. I'm getting to you just now. Be patient. Watch the program. You might learn something. Learn this. President Ali understood his calling. His calling. You see, like King David, God chose him from amongst his brothers. But God didn't choose David and rush him to the president to be king. No, he made him go through the process. A sheep herder. Go out there and work for the sheep. Work for the sheep. Feed them. And the confrontation came. And God said, well, what are you going to do? What did David do? Did he back away? He said, no, he's too great for me. No, I can't fight that guy. He said, no, man, I fight worse than him. I fight lions and tigers. And he fought Goliath with a fucking stone. But the confidence of God inside of him crushed Goliath. And after that, the people themselves begged for David to become king. They saw, we don't want them guys who come in and parading themselves and masquerading themselves. No, we want that guy who just killed this giant. President Ali is the Guyanese David that stood up against the bullets from the PNC, that fought in the parliament. One of the most loudest voices in the National Assembly of Guyana was President Ali, ready to fight for Guyanese. And he wasn't interested in being a presidential candidate then. He just wanted to fight for the Guyanese. He wanted to make sure that everybody eat. He wanted to make sure that, hey man, these guys are greedy. You're starving the people. We put 20,000, how much was it? Cash grant for students, for children. You came into government by a fluke. You took it all away. He would have fought with Granger and beat his ass to say, hey, put it back. All the money you cut, put it back. That's Ali. So then God realized, hey, wait. I need a fighter like this. These Guyanese people are praying and begging. They're praying and begging. They want a fighter like this. They want somebody to stand up and take down the Goliath that is the PNC. And I don't say that as a compliment. I'm saying Goliath in the terms of their corruption, their lies, their misinformation, their racism, their hunger, their starvation. That Goliath, in those respects, God needed someone to face them. And all the time, he was right there. This overweight kid in the parliament, this sumo wrestler who was ready to fight with all these Negroes who want to pressure and punish the Guyanese. And Ali was fighting for black and brown. Everybody. That's why God says, I don't want you as a minister. Because I see as a minister, they ain't gonna listen to you. I want you to cook the food and feed the people. Because I know that you like to cook and you like to feed. So I gonna make you king. Go cook. Good citizens of Guyana, be honest with me. Be honest with me. God's listening. Be honest with me. Since Ali became president, since President Ali became president, aren't you eating like 4 meals a day? Under the PNC, you were eating 1 per day. Aren't you eating like 4 meals per day? Plus, you have money to buy rum and beers that you can drink and drive and make accidents? Come on, man. Give jacket. Come on, man. Let's be real here. Any Guyanese who say they're starving, you're a liar. You are a liar. You are a liar. And I told you, I've mentioned this many times, God don't like ugly. This is why Coretta McDonald and Aubrey Norton and Rickford Burke and David Hines and Vincent Alexander don't have God's love. Because God don't like ugly. So if you want to get in that category, try being dishonest and telling me that you are starving, because you're a fucking liar. You're lying. You're not starving. You're not, you need the gym. You need the gym. That's why I'm saying to President Ali, you're spoiling these people. They aren't your kids. You are spoiling these people. Cut the cash grants, build more roads, open more housing schemes, cut the cash grants. As a matter of fact, compensate that man for the double day hotel. Compensate him, President Ali, and your government. You're one Guyana. You are a fair man. Everybody has a right to equal justice. Then let the government, through the Ministry of Social Services and Human whatever, compensate the owner and the surrounding people who have been affected by that massacre. Yeah. Political, economic massacre in Tushin. Compensate those people with the taxpayers' money. No more cash grant. You have enough jobs there. Let them go work. Didn't God says that? You like quoting the Bible, Ali. God says if a man don't work, he can't eat. Then why the fuck you giving free money? Why? Let them go work. You see why God can't make me president? You see why, right? You see why Ali is president and not me? But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. God don't make mistakes. He don't make mistakes. Ali is the best choice, and God knows what he was doing, what he is doing. You just have to be patient with Norton. You got to be patient. He's a spoiled child that embraced his ugliness and realized that nobody wants to play with him. So he's mischievous. He's a delinquent. PPP. Now, Mr. Mohammed, I can't show you the picture because the software is fucked up. But I guess I would get it sorted out. So tomorrow I can bring you the image I want to show. Okay, but now you have to use your imagination. I came across a video where Azzruddin Mohamed is, maybe I can show you from the phone. Maybe I can, yeah, let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if I can, hold a second. Maybe I can show you something here. Maybe I can show it to you. Let's see. I really want you to see this. Where is it? When I want these things, I don't find them. I don't find them when I want them. When I don't want them, then is when I find them. Okay. No. Anyway, the phone is a bitch. Yeah. Everything freezes up. Yes. But there are a few videos where Azzruddin Mohamed, a matter of fact, he said this Russian spy, this Venezuelan stooge, this man who has faced unchallenging definition of his criminal enterprise by the world police, by the best detective agencies in the world, the Americans, who has designated Azzruddin Mohamed as of money laundering with the Russians, and you don't want to fuck with the Russian mafias and Venezuelans. No wonder Maduro thinks he has this kind of hold over Guyana. He wants his boy to be president. Then he's going to sign over Essequibo to Maduro. Then Maduro can say to him, well, you can take Georgetown. You'll be the king of the slums in Georgetown. Just give me Essequibo. And then Azrain is going to sign it over. Yeah, come take it. And all these other people that he's doing this drug smuggling and all these crimes that America investigated for years and has designated, they have dropped their verdict conclusively that this individual, Azzruddin Mohamed, is an operative in business, money laundering with Venezuela, Russia, and other illegal entities. And he has knowingly, purposefully robbed the Guyanese people, embezzled resources out of Guyana for his own selfish interest. What I can agree with him with, of all the nasty things Azzruddin Mohamed has done, of all the stupid things that came out of his mouth and comes out of his mouth, and I tell you what, I think his uncle, that old guy with a long beard from the movie Lord of the Rings, the Lord of the Rings uncle of Azzruddin Mohamed, that I think is an idiot and he's not credible to even listen to. I'm beginning to like the guy. I'm beginning to think that, yeah, the whole family might be fucked up, but sometimes the uncle might want to vent his frustration because of how the family, Azzruddin's family, would have tortured them for years, and they watched them get away with all these criminal activities, then claiming that they are good Muslims. So the uncle now, who might be an actual practicing Muslim, might say, hey, man, this is my brother, my nephews, man, but they're full of shit, man. They're terrible people. They're ridiculous. I must know I have to live with these assholes. I grow with this thug. I see, I know what they do. But, you know, I can't sell them out. Let the law find them. I know eventually their sins are going to catch up with them. The uncle might have been thinking about that. And he thought, let the law deal with them. But after, Azrain decided, well, I have a lot of Negroes on my side, and they're going to vote for me. I think I'm going to run for president. The uncle says, what the fuck? Prezi who? No, nephew. No, nephew. You're going too far, man. No, I can't watch this anymore. I gotta stop this, man. I gotta stop. I hope the people believe me. I hope the Guyanese people can trust me. I hope they can. Yeah, I know I might be full of shit, but I can't watch this anymore. I gotta come out and say something. I have to say something, man. And if they want to think I'm paid to do this, then fuck it. I'm paid. Yes, Ali paid me. Yes, so what? But I gotta say something, man. I have to say, I can't watch this anymore. That's their uncle. So he came out and he's like, this idiot can't even change his diapers. This guy can't even write a fucking sentence. He never wrote a sentence to a girl to say, I love you, Sunita. The uncle knows what an idiot he is. So the uncle now is looking at what's happening and he's nervous. The uncle is thinking, hey, these people don't really know this guy. They don't really know this family. I mean, they think that these are good people. They think that Azzruddin is a good guy. They don't know what this is all about. I gotta go. I have to sacrifice my relatives. And yes, the father will stop giving me alms. So what? God will take, Allah will take care of me. So it doesn't matter. I don't want their blood money anyway. So I now understand it's not an easy thing. It was not easy for the uncle to come out and say the things he said. And he was still trying to be, he was still patronizing the Mohammed's family. Because he said the father does charity all his life. He didn't have to say that. And then he said, well, if Azzruddin was a better person, if he was smarter and education, I would have been the first to support him. He's patronizing because he still wants to keep getting that little milk from the Mohammeds. But the main thing was, he's like, hey, Azzruddin, what the fuck you doing? You're stupid, you're a dumbass. I know you, I'm your uncle, I know you. Behave yourself and go deal with your sanctions and your other issues and pay your taxes and stay cool. Stay out of the public's eye. Don't let social media and these Negroes fill your head with shit. Now when I thought about it, I thought, oh, I get it. I now can feel for the uncle. So Uncle Azzruddin, I mean, the guy, please forgive me. I said some bad things about you. I understand the sacrifices you had to make. I beg you, please forgive me. I had to think about it. I had to think about it. I had to ask myself the question. I understand that Irfan Ali wouldn't want to get close anywhere to you or the family. I know that Irfan had nothing to do with your speech. I know you had to do what you had to do because you're frustrated. You want people to know that they shouldn't believe that idiot. I know, Uncle Mohammed. I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. No, seriously. I get it. So with all of that stuff and all the things the president talked about, that he's a threat to national security, yes, he is. Because if you people put the devil in your head, you think you're poor, you think you're poor. Do you know that for a rich man to get rich, he has to make people poor? Do you know that? Rich people, I ain't talking all of them, but the Mohammeds, when you think about the amount of crimes they committed, all the crimes they committed, it was for what? Profit. Money. It wasn't crimes that they just want the like. No. The crimes they committed were consistent with their paycheck. They did it for money. Money. And all the crimes that they have committed, it's against you, the Guyanese people. Oh, you don't understand it that way, do you? Do you? What's money laundering? You launder money when you don't want to declare your income. Because if you declare your income, you have to pay a percentage of taxes on that income. The taxes goes into the treasury to provide what? Services to who? Guyanese people. Yes. When you smuggle gold, what happens there? You have the Guyana Gold Board. What's the Gold Board for? To collect all the gold from Guyana's soil So it goes into the Guyanese treasury. And by virtue of the gold in the Guyanese treasury, what does the treasury filled with gold does? It strengthens the currency. Strengthens the currency. And if the Guyanese currency is strong, the exchange rate drops. And if the exchange rate drops, prices generally will drop and salaries will increase. Who does that affect directly? You, the Guyanese people. So let's talk about collusion with Maduro. Maduro want to annex Essequibo. Who would be affected? You. So if you support that criminal, Azzruddin, and he becomes that powerful, and he signs over Essequibo to Maduro, who will be affected? You idiots. You will. Do you see how the Venezuelan people that is living on a large piece of landmass, the largest oil reserves in the world, they have massive gold reserve, wood, all kinds of minerals. Do you see how the citizens are living in Venezuela? Like dogs. Like dogs. Like scums, worse than humans. That's why they leave to come to Guyana. And that's the man, Azzruddin Mohamed, who wants your vote, is accused with evidence of supporting, doing business with, and gets the backing from. So if this go forward and your votes is placed on Azzruddin Mohamed, who is affected eventually? You, Guyanese, you are affected. So everything Irfan Ali said that the Americans proved and made it clear, everything is as a matter of fact. Because if Guyana makes the mistake and put anybody like Azzruddin Mohamed in the parliament, not the presidency, the fucking parliament, the sanctions that is on his head comes on the parliament. You understand? What does that mean? Fundings will cut. IMF will withdraw. Oil investments will withdraw. The banks would not work with Guyanese banks anymore because Azrain being in the parliament puts everybody in the parliament at risk. Therefore, puts the country at risk. Then what you think will happen after that? Maduro has a free reign because America would say, fuck it, let them fight their battles. And who will be affected again? You, the Guyanese people. So let's come back to the money. Azruddin said, rightly so, that the money belongs to the people. The money belongs to the people. He said that, didn't he? You saw a video of him giving out money. I mean, he's a cheapskate. What is he giving, like 2,000-3,000 Ghana dollars? What can you buy with that? Chinese food for a week? Is it a week you get that? But he's giving out money to hustlers, to lowlifes. Yes, if you take it Azruddin's money, you're a fucking lowlife. You are greedy. You are hungry. Hungry belly, right? Hungry belly, scrapes or scraps, and a lowlife if you're taking his money. Because you know very well you don't need it. But because he's sharing it out, you're taking it. But guess what? That also is a way of money laundering. Why didn't somebody tell you guys this? Why it has to be me? Why always it has to be me? I'm happy it's me. Do you know that when you accept money from Azzruddin Mohamed, you are encouraging money laundering? Do you know that? Because every cent that he gives out, it is a cent that should have gone towards paying his taxes. And in his tax filings, he's going to put the Mohammed Foundation gave 10 million Guyana dollars distributed to the Guyanese people. That's what he's going to declare. And if he declares that, who is going to go investigate it? Which tax officer is going to go around or look for all the videos where he's seen giving money and go to all those people and say, how much did you get from Mohammed? Who's going to do it? That's how he's laundering money. So when he gave this money out, he can declare, hey, for last year, I gave out 20 million Guyana dollars. So you can't tax me on that. I give it away. I have to exempt that now from my total amount. So when you collect his money, you are a part of the embezzlement, the money laundering. And yes, the money that he's giving out is your money. That's where I agree with him with. The money Azzruddin Mohamed is giving out to Guyanese from the ghetto, those lowlifes, yeah, it's your money. He's right on that. But if you pay the taxes, that same money can go back into the treasury and pay the garbage collectors who comes and clean your fucking garbage that you bunk on the street. You spit it there. That cuts your lawns and keep the gutters clean the place, pay the police, the soldiers to keep you safe. Yes, the taxes he's supposed to pay goes towards those programs. So when you are encouraging him to launder money by giving it to you, it 0.0% of what he should pay in taxes, and then he says, I paid $10 million last year in charity. It's your money, but not for you to get it like that. It's your money because that's taxpayers' money he should be paying the Inland Revenue Department and the government. That's the Mr. Nice Guy that you are encouraging with his criminal activities. Every time you take money from Mohammed, you are subscribing to what the Americans accuse them of, money laundering. That's how you launder money. You launder money through your so-called charities and foundations. And that's what he is doing. If you didn't know, now you idiots know. I like to educate. I'm a teacher by profession. I'm always teaching. So I can't get to the point. You'll miss the message. I had to bring the whole story so you understand that, yes, I agree that the money belongs to the people. But whose money belongs to the people? The money he's giving out belongs to the people because he's not paying taxes. He's not paying taxes. And they have their foundation that the uncle talked about. And through that foundation, they're giving stuff out and then they declare. Because, foundations don't have to declare, they get tax exempt. They get tax exempt, right? Foundations, like churches. So if his business and his enterprise on their tax form can say they have given $100 million to their foundation, Who is going to go investigate the foundation's records? Who will? I mean, they should. They have a law for that also, but they can say, well, yeah, we give out so much in this, we give out so much in that. You think these things they're doing is for nothing? These houses they're building, I mean, renovating on people's lands, you think that's for nothing? That's how they launder money. That's what the Americans are warning Guyanese about. That's how they launder money. Check their tax where you can't, but it should be public knowledge. You should be able to go on the Revenue Department website and get all these things. But if you have access to it, check and see how much they are declaring that they have put towards their foundation to do these things. Go look. Go look. The president is consistent with the facts. Not the truth, the facts, because there's a difference. The truth can be whatever you want it to be, but not the facts. The facts are based on research, evidence. And the president's presentation is based on evidence of the facts, not presented by Guyana government, by the United States of America, who loves to investigate people, and they will do that for years. They have nowhere to go. They'll follow you around for years, get every little fine detail of your corruption, and they just throw the book at you. Read it. How can you get away from that? You did it. They're showing you videos, footage, voicemails. You can't get away from that. My fellow Guyanese, your future is in good hands. And that is the hand of the PPP. I pride myself of the opportunity to be able to speak on this platform to caution you that you have a lot to lose, not just economically, but if you risk that gift of your vote, if you cast that pearl to a swine or a pig or a wolf in a sheep's clothing, if you cast that pearl, that valuable pearl, that golden, unbreakable pearl to win to Azzruddin Mohamed, you are telling the universe, you who will vote for Mohamed is telling the universe that you are full of shit and you deserve to be in the gutter and live in poverty for the rest of your miserable fucking life. That's what you're telling the universe. Even if he doesn't gain any amount of votes to get in the parliament, the fact that you put your X on win, you put your X on your life. On your life. You have declared poverty and a curse over your life. Be warned. Don't let these suits fool you. I wear suit because it looks good on me. But don't let these suits fool you. At the end of the day, I listen to God. I listen to the universe. And I'm telling you, Irfan Ali is not there by accident. Not by accident. It must always be better. Chetty was better than Jack and Burnham. Jack Deere was better than Hoyt. Ramatar was a punishment to the Guyanese people. Now, President Ali is a combination of all the great presidents that walked before him. Chedi, Jagan, and even Janet. I love Janet, but them Negroes didn't love her. That white woman was scared as shit of these Negroes. What we have is our best has arrived in 2020. Our best as a Guyanese people is President Irfan Ali. Our best. Let's just make it great. Come on, man. Let's just make it great. If he is great, we are great. When the world talks about how a great president Guyana has, they don't say the great Indo president. They speak of a president that Guyana has, the one Guyana has. That's what the world see in our president. The Guyanese pride has earned its rightful place. Every country wants to operate an airline now in Guyana. All the foreigners want to relocate to the paradise land we call Guyana. Everybody wants to come there. Why? Why do you think so? Because of the president. He is the window through which the world looks at Guyana. And they look through him and they see this beautiful country where possibilities are endless. And they're coming because of him. You want the days of Barnum, where not even the black people from different countries wanted to go to Guyana? Right here in Suriname. The blacks from Suriname in the time wants nothing to do with Guyana. Why? Because they were afraid, fearful that they'll be murdered, robbed, kidnapped. Yes, that's the idea, the impression the Surinamese people, mostly the black people, had and still do of Guyana, despite the fact that it's not true. Where did they get that from? Where? PNC. Whenever people talk about the Guyanese problem, the first thing they say is that I'm afraid of those black people there. Never Indians. You never hear anywhere in the world, and I'm global. I can say I have people from all over the place. But every time they express any kind of fear, it's always targeting against the black people. Oh, those black people are terrible. They're robbing people. They're killing people. You can't walk free. Always fucking Negroes. The blacks in Suriname are afraid of the blacks in Guyana. In other countries, the blacks are afraid of the blacks in Guyana. You idiots don't get it? It's not the Indians. Nobody's afraid of the Indians. Nobody talks about fearful of the Indians. Nobody. It's just the black people. People are afraid of the Afro-Guyanese. Right there, they don't want to go. Even though Guyana is the best place to be right now, people are still afraid for their safety to go to Guyana because of these Negroes. You see why I stress about security? Because I know, I hear people talk to me, they send me messages, they call me, they express their fears. I know what's happening. and the PNC has done nothing to market, promote, and get rid of that stigma of what's over Guyanese, black Guyanese. 5 years. They did nothing. Nothing. And now they do what they do best. Their platform, their pundits, their advertisers, their sponsors, their PR firms, what are they doing? They continue to push the fear by they spreading videos where blacks are attacking blacks, where murders are happening, robbery under arms, destabilization, protest. And every time you see those videos, who are the culprits? Who are the persons doing these destructive things? Fucking black people. So black people from Suriname or any other country and watching that, they're like, man, these Negroes don't change, man. These Negroes don't change. They're always like that. I'm not going to that country. I'm going to Cuba. I'm going to some Caribbean island. Guyana is being robbed of the opportunity to let the world see what a great country it is because of the stigma that Afro-Guyanese pushed out to the world. And you're blaming the Ali government? You were there for 5 years, 2015, 2020, and it was terrible. Terrible. Now, everybody is going to Guyana, but there are still crimes to be dealt with. But people are going because they trust the president, they trust the government, and they put their faith. I want to say the Ministry of Home Affairs, but my gosh, man. My gosh. How the hell can you trust the Guyana Home Affairs Ministry when the minister is a black man? How can you trust them? I hope in the next Ali regime, I hope in the next Irfan Ali regime, you don't put the Minister of Home Affairs as a black man, neither the Commissioner of Police. Well, I guess his term might go into that. But the next Commissioner of Police, Sir Ali, the next Commissioner of Police, put an Indian. Fuck it. You want to call me a racist? Then call me a racist. Put the Commissioner of Police as an Indian. Put the Home Affairs Minister as an Indian. Why? Because Indian people have more to lose when it comes to security and longevity in Guyana. They have the investment. They need the protection. They are the peaceful, law-abiding part of the Guyanese family. You got a black man as commissioner, and the black man is fucking Home Affairs Minister. And look at the crime statistics. Look at that. I get angry when I have to think about the criminal activities there. I get angry. Lawlessness everywhere. Everywhere lawlessness, and they want to fight with the police, slap the police around. I get angry. You have no idea how I'm affected with that. No, I'm not a good candidate for that. They call me a race. I'm a race. They call me a racist. So imagine if I'm Minister of Home Affairs. Imagine. Oh boy, you won't want to think. You wouldn't. Nah. Don't let these suits fool you. I don't play. I don't play. I said bring back capital punishment. I said remove bail for robbery under arms. Imagine they don't even have a data registry for sex offenders. Imagine that. Now Anil Nandalal is talking about introducing that thing to the parliament. What's the matter with you, sir? Now you're going to discuss that and how long since in the Barnum time, how many Indians were attacked? How many Indian children were attacked, raped throughout history? Now, because of that man who a 13-year-old decided to go move in with, and now he's not even trending anymore. He's not trending. Imagine that. A black man had a 13-year-old girl in his house for over a week, and that's not trending. No protests, no burning of the street, no calling for justice. Fucking hypocrites. These racist Negroes. No calling for justice. None. Gosh, my God. Imagine if that man was Indian. Oh, I beg you, if that guy was an Indian guy, oh, you wouldn't want to, you can't imagine the hell them thugs would have rained down on that man and the Indians in general. Look at what they did to Doubleday Hotel. And that hotel and that management and that owner had nothing to do with the child drowning in the pool. But look at what they did. Look at the destruction. Because they are jealous. They are jealous of the Indians' progress. And don't tell me that I'm wrong. I grew up in communities where I was listening. I heard black people talk. I heard never anything good about Indians. Never. So I know what they have in their heart against Indians. I know. I'm talking for what I know. I'll calm down. These things just get me upset. I hate criminals. I do. I really hate criminals. I hate criminals. I don't know why Azzruddin Mohamed has a chance to run for president. Your laws are weak. A man who is sanctioned can present his thing to GCOM as a candidate. Your laws are very weak. You need to update your laws, Guyana. Anil Nandalan, he should never, Azzruddin Mohamed should never thought it was possible with all the crimes that he's committed, all the things that he's accused of, think he can start a party, contest an election. Your laws, Guyana, is messed up. I said to change it. Rewrite the constitution, extend the term of a president to 3 or however long the people will have him. Change the fucking law. Let me stop before I just keep cussing. Let me stop. Anyway, because I'm angry, like I said before. Anyway, namaste.